What if comparing yourself to others is the literal only thing that's holding you back from your dream life? What is comparison? Well, you all know exactly what comparison is, but today we're going to be talking a lot deep down inside about how comparison is the thief of joy. And it is everywhere nowadays. It is literally everywhere. You can easily compare yourself to anyone on Instagram. You can compare yourself to anyone on the internet and really just think, why am I not there yet? And even if you have had a lot of success, maybe you don't have success anymore and you really want to just allow yourself to feel that. But the point is, comparison is literally only looking at the highlight reels of other people. Think about it. Really think about that. If you're going to go ahead, it could be on social media, it could be in real life. Let's just give an example. Here's a social media example. You're scrolling, you're on Instagram, and you see one of your friends or one of your mutual friends, and you're like, wow, they're on vacation in Hawaii. Why am I not there? What the heck? What did they do to get there? And then boom, you're instantly comparing their highlight reel to your life. But this can also easily happen in real life. You could be shopping at the mall and you see a guy walk around with a big chain, big diamond chain. You just look at it. You're not a big chain person, but you look at it and you're like, he's got a lot of money. I wonder what he does. You're just looking at the highlight reels of people. You're not realizing the things that they have to go through every single day and that they are just human just like you. So the point of this whole video is how to stop comparing yourself to others and how comparison leads to feelings of inadequacy, envy, and procrastination, and how it really is hurting who you're truly becoming. Because a lot of you guys I know are probably entrepreneurs. If you're not, that's totally fine, because I feel like we all are entrepreneurs on this soul journey. And it's about figuring out exactly who you are, what you want to be, and only about you and how you can give those gifts to the world. And obviously, we care about everybody. We want to care about everybody. And the thing is, with comparison, it's robbing you of that exact power that you already have. A lot of people think that they don't have what's capable of doing what that guy with the chain has, or maybe that friend that went to the Hawaii vacation is always going on these vacations. And the only reason that that doesn't happen for you is because you might just be comparing, and comparison might not be this big thing for you. It might just be a tiny little moment in your day where you're just like, oh, I wish I could do that. And just the way you react is hurting you. And you could be on the opposite scale where you're comparing yourself to others constantly and scrolling through Instagram and saying, oh, Judy got a 10K month, or oh, Billy over here is doing a bunch of Rolex deals and getting a bunch of Rolex watches for himself. Like it could be anything. And I really think that just comparing yourself is really just what's killing you. Because if you set your goals and compete only with your past self instead of other people, boom, it all changes. And that's my exact advice to you guys today. Screw comparing yourself to others. Compare yourself to how you were last year. Compare yourself to, I don't know, like for me, for example, I got 2 big YouTube plaques. I was a really successful Roblox and Minecraft YouTuber, but I had to learn a lot of lessons throughout those times, and I had to lose a lot to regain knowledge and understand who I am. And now I'm in my rebuilding phase, but I could easily sit back and be like, oh, this person already has more views than I do on YouTube, and why not me? Why not me? And see how that's diminishing my value. You're doing the same. And I really just want you to take a look at that and understand that maybe instead of me comparing who's doing good now, I could say, wow, I did do that. And maybe your old self didn't do that. Maybe your old self did do worse. And, we all have been in that spot where we think of our past self and say, all right, I was at a worse point in my life. I might have had everything, but I wasn't truly who I was authentically. And it's about really looking at your past self, not other people, because that is your true opponent. When you look at your past self and say, okay, I did better than myself last year. I did better than myself last week. You want to constantly improve the fact of how much better am I doing? Not how much better Billy is doing or Judy or whoever is doing in your life better than you. It's about, am I doing better for myself than I was a week ago, than I was a month ago? It doesn't have to have a specific time point, but as long as you feel that you are going to either in the right direction doing better than yourself, or even taking small actions to be better than yourself, that's how you become the best version of yourself, because it's only about you at that point. It's not about comparing Joe Schmo, this guy, this rich guy, oh, these rich people have all this. It's about your life, man. It's about your life. And when you decide to say, hey, I'm just going to compete against myself because there's no loser there. There's only a winner. You can literally only win from comparing yourself to yourself because you're only getting better. Now, obviously, you can regress, you can do worse, but it's about just looking at yourself in the face and say, okay, well, I can change this about myself. I'm going to compare myself to my past version and say, you know what? Maybe I maybe I was a little bit too negative back then. Maybe I'm not so negative now. But maybe in 2 months, I'm going to feel a little bit more negative. And then I have to compare myself back to my older version. And comparing myself to that middle version and saying, oh, I was really positive back then, boom, then you're automatically putting yourself into that best vibration. But it's about looking at yourself and comparing yourself to you. Because when you do that, you're looking at the handbook right there. You're looking at the handbook of your life and saying, okay, this is who I'm up against. The man in the mirror, the woman in the mirror. And really just like taking them down a road of understanding who you are and bringing that person in the mirror and realizing, okay, maybe I have been feeling like this, and maybe I have been comparing myself to others. Maybe I should just start comparing myself to myself. But also, even that is like, you don't want to do too much of it. Like, it's not good to really compare yourself to your past self, or you could compare yourself to your future self. That also is a really big life hack. You know, this brings me to a thought. I feel like somebody needs to hear this. This just brought to my brain for a really good reason. But imagine comparing yourself to your future self. Those dreams that are inside your body, inside your mind, every day. That dream that you know you have, that came from your future self because your future self already has it. So you could compare yourself now to where your future self is. And that's only nothing but help, because it's like, okay, I feel like my future self has this dream to be, it could just be 1 million subscribers on YouTube. It could be $1 million in the bank. It could be a nice house. It could be a healthy body, a nice family, whatever the case might be. If you decide, hey, my future self already has that. So how can I compare myself now to that version of myself? It's all about feeling. If you just decide to feel how that person feels, you can start to compare yourself now and be like, oh, I don't have this feature, or I don't have this quality of myself, my personality. And what could that do to me? So I feel like someone needed to hear that. So just really kind of compare yourself to your future self too, because that's also a really good thing to do, because your future self has all the dreams that you have right now, but they are a reality. So keep that in mind. But honestly, think about what your life would be if you just stopped comparing yourself to others completely. What would it look like? You would see these things. Of course, you're going to still scroll Instagram. You're still going to look at stuff and say, hey, this guy's doing this. You're going to see stuff in your reality where people are doing better than you, but you're going to react differently to it. Instead of comparing your life, you're going to be like, ooh, I'm going to be that too. I'm going to be that too. And just leave it at that. Don't think any deeper than it, because then that's when the comparison comes in. And I feel like comparison really does come in a lot when we overthink a scenario, whether it's an idea or, oh, this person's on a vacation. Let's go see all their pictures. Like, you can do all that without comparing. Yes, don't get me wrong. It's not like instant compare, but we kind of put ourselves in those situations where it is possible, or I should say it's more possible, to put yourself in that comparing mode, if that makes sense. So you know what you need to do, you know how you need to feel, and you know that the comparison of yourself is just the best thing that you can do for yourself in your scenario. Those dreams are going to come true to you, whether you like it or not. Well, I don't know if that's exactly true, but you are going to make those dreams happen if you put in the effort in here. Of course, you got to do all the stuff on the physical and do the actual actions, but almost thinking is an action of itself. So think positively about how you would normally compare yourself to others. If you're finding that you compare yourself to others on looks, or, oh, this person looks better than I do, they're more attractive, why am I ugly? Or this or that. You have your specific reasoning for that. And if you could really dive deep into, okay, how can I stop thinking that? How can I stop thinking about this when this comes up? I promise you, you will change. You will change, and just comparing yourself to yourself is the best thing that you can do, because if you compare yourself to yourself, you are only your only opponent. That's all you need. That's all you need to be successful. Of course, you can compare in a healthy way. You can compare, oh, this person over here is doing well. I want to be there too. That's a healthy way to compare. That's a really good way to compare, because you're not feeling the lack of emotion. You're feeling like, oh, I can do this too. Oh, excuse me. But you got this. I just wanted to get this quick message out here for you guys and understand that whoever needed to hear it needed to hear it. And I really just hope that you're going to stop comparing yourself to others, because you deserve it. You deserve to be the highest version of yourself. And this is an important step to get there. And I believe in you. This video found you for a very specific reason. And that's why I've been posting these videos constantly, is because I feel like people need to hear this. Someone needs to hear this. And you are going to stop comparing yourself to others and only compare yourself to your past version and your future version. Feel that little teeter-totter in between. Those are the only two people you really need to compare yourself. You in the future and you in the past. So what's it going to be? What's it going to be? Stop comparing? Or are you going to compare yourself to only yourself? That's the question. That's the deep question, and I think that you know the answer to that. So I want to say thank you guys so much for watching this video. Don't forget to drop a like, hit that subscribe. I love making these videos every single day. I'm about to get my wisdom teeth taken out, so I probably won't have any fresh videos for a bit, but I'm going to try posting and keeping up to date, because this stuff is important. So I love you guys. Thank you so much. I wish nothing but love on your journey, and I pray that you are going to only compare yourself to you, because that's the only thing that matters.